Hello everyone, welcome again to video number 8, I believe, in our book study club. And the book we are studying or walking through step by step is Manifesting Your Sacred Ambition, Harnessing Vision and Power to Bring Your Sacred Calling to the World in Service to the Greater Good. And I really hope that you are following along not only with the videos but also with the study questions. You know, the study questions are designed for you to take more in-depth look at your sacred calling, your sacred ambition, and some of the themes that I'm writing about in my booklet, because it's only the first 5 chapters of this. So in video number 8 today, if you have the book, the hard copy, or the ebook, we're starting on page 27. And let me just back up for a minute. We're in chapter number 4. And these are the 5 key elements of really bringing forward a sacred ambition forward, from sacred calling to sacred ambition. The first one is know who you are. The second one is dance with and embrace uncertainty and the unknown. And in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 and 4. 3 is give yourself permission to do, be, and have more of what you truly want. And 4 is cultivate a thriving inner dialogue with your divine guidance. Okay, well, let's start on page 27. Give yourself permission to do, be, and have more of what you truly want. And I'm just going to read here the first 4 or 5 paragraphs. What do you want? I mean, really want. At the first transformational workshop I ever did, this was the question on day 5. What do you want? I remember at the time it seemed like a simple enough question. I mean, isn't it easy to know what I want? But my experience of that process was much different than I expected. My vivid memory of that process of what do you want is a picture of me standing on a chair, shouting as loud as I could with tears streaming down my face, I want to love. In fact, I shouted it over and over again, along with a room full of about 250 other people, so much that I lost my voice. Now, what was that energy that got unleashed during that process so many years ago? What did it break open inside of me, and what happened as a result of that process? So I tell that story because getting in touch with what you really want is surprising, can be surprising. You know, when we are asked that question, and this happened to me in this process, I start off with all the things I think I want in the world. You know, I want this and I want that and I want to own that and I want to travel here and I want to have this kind of relationship or whatever. And yet, as the question kept being asked of me and I allowed myself to open more to what I really wanted, that response that I wanted to love was so surprising to me, because at the time I thought I knew how to love. I mean, I thought I knew what loving was, right? And yet I did not. And that moment that I unleashed that energy for myself really set my life on a course that has everything to do with me actually sitting here in this chair talking about this book today. And this is so important when we are opening up to that sacred calling inside and really getting in touch with what we truly want to have, to do, and to be. And I say give yourself permission because a lot of times we don't give ourselves permission. We don't want to know what we really truly want, because what if we don't get it? Would that be so devastating? You know, at the time, for me, I was in that place. I didn't really want to know what I truly wanted. And when that came out, I thought, oh, well, now what am I going to do? You know, what does this mean? Where is this going to take me? Is this going to change my life in some big way? And quite honestly, it did. It changed my life in a huge way. And yet, what it set me on the course was everything that Sacred Ambitions are all about. It set me on a course to really know my truth, to know who I am, and to live my life in congruency with that. And have everything that I did over, I mean, that was 30 years ago. Everything that I did, participated in, the career I chose, all of where I moved, what I began to really bring into my life, all was lined up with that. So the key word to this is permission. To do what you truly want, to be what you truly want, and to have what you truly want. So I'm hoping that you will take some time on this one and spend some time just writing down everything that comes into your stream of consciousness. And even when you think you have written down everything that you can think of, do it again and see what happens. Because this is kind of like one of those peeling away of the layers inside and getting down to what it is that we truly want in our heart, in our gut, so that your life can begin to show up that way. Because until we get in touch with that, it can't show up. It doesn't show up until we really begin to affirm and put our energy behind that. And we may not even know what that means at the time. It's okay. But getting in touch with it is what's crucial here. Okay, so that's number 3. Well, let's go to number 4. Cultivate a thriving inner dialogue with your divine guidance. Whatever you call divine guidance, cultivate a thriving inner dialogue. And I say here in the first paragraph, your relationship with the divine cannot be a casual, I'll call you later kind of partnership. Divine guidance must be experienced and embodied often, so you know how your guidance shows up, how to tune into its energy or frequency, and how to check out those intuitive flashes and insights. And this is really important. When we start to open up to our sacred calling, when we can articulate it, when we see it seems to want to come forward and be expressed in some kind of business or social initiative, following the inner guidance is key. We don't look out into the world for validation because, quite honestly, we won't get it. We don't look out into the world to see, well, how did somebody else do it? Because a lot of times they're not doing something that we're bringing forward because maybe it's never been brought forward before. Maybe it's that innovative, that new, that fresh, that download is something that's completely not out here. You know, we've never seen that animal before. So following the inner guidance is crucial, and knowing how your inner guidance really speaks to you and guides you. You know, some people, they feel it in their bodies, and it's a more of a somatic kind of kinesthetic kind of thing. Other people, have like a more of a high mind kind of experience where there's downloads of it could be words, it could be voices they hear. Sometimes it's the heart. The heart is like really engaged, or it could be all the above, or it could be something that I didn't even name here. But it's important that you know. And you know that when it shows up, it's like, okay, I'm paying attention here. And you also have some kind of practice that you engage with that divine guidance weekly, maybe daily. You know, it could be through writing, it could be through a walking meditation or a yoga or exercise of some kind. It could be art, it could be movement. There's so many ways to do this. So this is really important because, well, as far as I'm concerned, sacred ambitions don't come forward unless you have that. It is an inward to express outward kind of path, journey. Sacred connotes that you are following something inside of you that is not of the world. It is in what I call the divine reality of who you are. So to bring that sacredness out really requires us to be in touch with that sacredness, however you experience it. So that's number 4, cultivating a thriving inner dialogue with your divine guidance. And the other thing I want to say about this is that, you know, when you start asking divine guidance or receiving divine guidance, you must follow. You must check it out. Divine guidance, if we don't follow it, if we don't check it out, or at least lean into it and check it, you know, take a step, it'll become silent. You know, it will not intrude. So this is another part of this. It's like, know that when you start opening up to this divine guidance inside of you, you must be willing to say, okay, all right, okay, here we go, kind of thing. And don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if what comes forward is so magnificent, because that's really, truly who you are. And it can be a very joyful expression and experience. All right, so just to take a look at the study guide here, there's a question on number 6. What do you need to give yourself permission to do, be, and have? And how do you connect with divine guidance? Do you have a spiritual practice? And what challenges you about following divine guidance? All really great questions. Just an opportunity for you to open up more to what this path is really about. So that ends video number 8. See you next time.